Hey guys, day 18 of my daily vlogs. So let's start the day. Useless facts, as usual. And today's useless fact is hot dogs. Oh boy. Okay, hot dogs. 7-Eleven is North America's #1 retailer of fresh grilled hot dogs, selling approximately 100 million each year. That's a lot of hot dogs. Okay, the Frankfurter originated in Germany, but the hot dog gained popularity in the US more than 100 years ago under the nickname Dachshund sausage. It was dubbed hot dog by the cartoonist T.A. Tad Dorgan in 1906. He depicted a dachshund inside an elongated bun as a character in his comic strip, and the name stuck. When King George VI of England visited the United States in 1939, no expense was spared. President Franklin D. Roosevelt served him hot dogs and beer. When Queen Elizabeth II held a royal banquet for the American Bar Association in 1957, she included hot dogs on the menu. And First Lady Rosalind Carter continued the tradition when she served hot dogs at a White House picnic in 1977. Mickey Mouse's first words were hot dogs, which he said out loud in the 1929 short The Carnival Kid. Aww, his first words. Well, that's it for today's useless facts. Alright now, if you folks will excuse me, I am just going to rant. So, you have been warned. A rant is coming. Okay, so last night I went to see Avengers with my friends, and great movie, by the way. I have nothing bad to say about the movie. There was one or two things actually that did bother me, but they were not related to the movie. I mean, one of which I can understand is like the cheering and the clapping. I mean, and the laughing, of course. That one can't be helped, you know. We have fans in the audience. I mean, my friends and I are also kind of guilty of this. So, but we did when the rest of the audience did it. So we weren't like being disruptive or anything like that. But so that was one, but that one's unavoidable and not that big a deal. The second one, however, I could have done without the infants crying. Seriously. Okay. This is why I do not go to movies. Well, part of the reason why I do not go to movies on opening day or the opening weekend, for that matter. This is why I wait 2 or 3 weeks after the movie comes out. Well, that and so that there's not a really crowded room, but. Anyway, and one of the things I cannot stand when I go to movies are crying infants. You know? I mean, if little kids who are old enough to say, wow, and ooh, and how they do that? You know, that I am fine with, because that's like, these little kids, they appreciate movie magic, you know. So it's refreshing to see this stuff that we adults take for granted at movies, seen through the eyes of a child, you know, and they appreciate it a whole lot more than most adults do. I mean, most adults are haters. They're critics. But the kids, they take it in as a wonder of the world. So I like that. I like when little kids who are old enough to comprehend things go to movies. Okay, I mean, I do like children. I really do, and I do not blame the infants who cry. But I do blame their parents. Come on, what are you thinking? Bringing your infant to a movie? And this was like 10:30 too, so it's really late at night for them. What the hell are parents thinking? I mean, these parents, they must have gone to enough movies to know that infants are going to cry when you take them to the theaters. You know, were they thinking? I mean, in their mind, were they thinking that the child was just going to sleep through the whole thing? I mean, it's loud in the theater, okay? The child is not going to sleep through that. I don't care how heavy of a sleeper that kid is, they are not going to sleep through that. And what if the kid gets hungry during the middle of the movie, or wets their diaper, or something like that, you know? And these parents, they do not take their child out when the child starts crying. These parents are neglecting their child in the theater, letting the child cry, and just being an inconvenience to everyone else in the theater. Which brings me back to number one. What bothered me, because now that I think about it, it was thanks to the number one that we were able to cancel out the number two. Everyone just cheered louder than the child could cry. Seriously, what the f***, parents? You should know better than to bring your infant to a theater. You know what's even worse? I've seen parents who have brought their infant to R-rated movies. No, actually that's not worse. No, just bringing an infant to any movie is worse. I mean, in my way I rank things of what's annoying in a theater, crying infants, not at the top. Okay, so I can tolerate it. I can. It's just not something that movie patrons should have to tolerate. Anyway, crying infants, probably number, I want to say 2 on my list of annoying things at the theaters. Alright? I mean, of course, number 1 is one thing that I really cannot stand. People carrying on conversations loud enough for the entire theater to hear during the movie for a good solid 10 minutes. People, you paid to get into the theater to see a freaking movie. Shut the f*** up! And that's all I have to say about that. So, once again, Avengers, freaking amazing movie. Oh, and one more thing. Parents, seriously, if you really want to go see that movie, leave your child with a sitter. Or wait till the movie comes out on DVD so that you can rent it. It'll be a whole lot cheaper and you'll be able to see the movie as many times as you want.